Wagwan, shalom, salam. Yeah. Um, you know what? I just want to say, I don't know. Has anybody else been feeling their energy being drained? It's been happening recently. I just feel fatigued, man. So, like, I think I got a lot of work to do, man. A lot of exposés. I owe the Adam Smith expose. Yeah, I got the early life AJ expose, and I got like 30 other videos that I made notes on. And you know what? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna do a quick one today on Floyd Mayweather because I found a very, very interesting photo that I'm gonna show in this video. That asks a lot of questions, but the problem is you start digging on these people, yeah, and you find all kinds of crazy shit. There's a reason why Floyd Mayweather, who's one of the most boring fighters ever, became the richest fighter ever. Why did this happen? There's a reason why. Yeah, a guy used to dress like Carlton, yeah, from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Was just a good but not a big name fighter, a lower weight fighter, could suddenly become, yeah, just designer clad, fashion kind of designer fashion wearing, jewelry flashing. These things don't happen by accident, man. You always see this pattern. And so, like, I want to say this, right? We gotta understand the Illuminati is real. Doesn't matter what you call them, the powers that be, the elitists. The name is sometimes a deflection, the Illuminati, but it doesn't matter what you call them, the rulers, They're all devil-worshipping fanatics. Yeah, and they control a lot of the media and the world governments, the financial system. They speak and promote blasphemy, and you shall know them by their symbols, yeah? Once you know, you see it everywhere, yeah? So you got Floyd Mayweather, yeah? So he claims to be a Christian, and he's been quoted before as saying the only way to salvation is through Jesus Christ, right? And when in the early days, he repeatedly said he was a Christian, right? And he wears an awful lot of crucifixes, right? But he's exceptionally materialistic, right? He wears these great watches, yeah, loads of crucifixes together, which are all diamond encrusted. He shows his wealth, his money, which is a totally unchristian thing, right? And it's not just that he has money, because under Christianity, you're allowed to have a bit of wealth, but you have to use it correctly. Yeah, but he just rubs people's faces in it. Yeah, it is harder, yeah, for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God than a camel through the needle. I didn't quote that correctly, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, this is a guy, yeah, who owns strip clubs and wears crucifixes in strip clubs, yeah, in strip joints with strippers, right? And it's a way for the elite to mock Christianity. They get these fake Christians, yeah, and they make and they talk about Christianity, and they wear these expensive crucifixes encrusted with gold and diamonds. It's a way of mocking in some way, because they put, they'll get a guy like Mayweather to say he's a Christian and then act in a completely non-Christian way, slapping up his bird, right? Being in the strip club, throwing his money around to strippers, yeah, spending all his money on expensive designer clothes. And that's a very important part of the transition. You can tell when these guys have swapped over, yeah. Unfortunately, you've seen it with guys like Tyson Fury, Kanye West, Conor McGregor, people like that. They start to, talk about being Christians and whatnot. And before you know it, they get extremely materialistic, conspicuous consumption. I've talked about that before, which is a thing, where primitive tribes, what they used to do is they used to boast about how rich they were by burning, food, animal skins, this kind of stuff, to show the other tribes how well off they were. It's a really sick kind of gluttony, yeah, boastfulness about wealth. Yeah, and that's part of it. When you sign on, yeah, to the people, you'll make a lot of money, but you got to make sure you push their agenda. And Mayweather's one of them. Like I said earlier, he was a very good fighter, but he wasn't a very exciting one. But he was suddenly real pushed. I'm the TBE, I'm the best ever. They boast this a lot. Yeah, they'll put like images of guys on thrones, like I'm the king of kings. Yeah, And I've said this about Tyson Fury. This is why I think he's gone to the dark side, because he's been doing that a lot. You know, all the Versace clothes, the conspicuous consumption, the bragging. Yeah, these are not healthy things. Even if you're not a Christian, you know that kind of behavior is not particularly moral. Yeah, it's promoting materialism rather than soulfulness, right? And Mayweather was picked, but he had to go through some rituals. Don't think he didn't have to go through some rituals, you know? He is clearly part of a number of secret societies, you know? There's things like the Boule Club, yeah? Another club that I mentioned a lot, you know? The Masonry, I say, yeah? And he's been involved in some weird stuff. This guy called Earl Hayes, who suicided, yeah, on video while Mayweather was watching. Some people say, well, that was a ritual. Yeah, he did that. He was part of that ritual. You have to blood in, blood out, man. That's what it's about. Al Heyman, his promoter. Al Heyman is a well-known member of some serious secret societies. Yeah, and you should know them by their symbols. Yeah. You know, when McGregor, he's another one, Conor McGregor. So you see when he handshake, check this out. Look at the handshake. And there's a lot of other stuff. They always show their signs, their symbols. They'll flash their symbols again and again and again. And people that don't know, oh, they're just clasping their hands. Oh, that's normal. Oh, yeah, they're just it's normal for them to flash the devil's horns. It's just a signal from rock. Yeah, they as well are involved in that. Yeah. Look at the 33rd birthday of Mayweather. Check it out, man. Look at him. Tongue out. Yeah, one eye closed, the one eye symbolism. 33rd birthday. If you don't know the significance of 33, then you need to check it out. Yeah, instead of calling me a fool and a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, and he does it loads of other symbols. Hand on the heart. That's another typical one. He flashes the devil's horns, like I said. Yeah. And like I said, he wears all these Illuminati associated designer clothes, Versace, stuff like that. You know, he was a big power with 50 Cent, who's also well known in the club. I don't mean in a club, yeah, his song. Although actually that's a reference to that, yeah. Yeah. You can find me in the club. He's not just saying, yeah, I'm in the club, but, you know, making moves and dancing. He said, I'm in the club. I'm part of that secret society. Justin Bieber as well, he's another one. You know, he came up as a Christian guy, yeah. Like, what's that girl called? The slut, Katie something, yeah. She started off as a gospel singer, and then they love to get these people and degrade them and make them degrade themselves and offer them money. And at the beginning, it's sweet, and they think, oh, it's just you know, oh, I'm getting in the business, I'm doing well, you know. And then they get exposed to more degenerate rituals. Yeah, which include sexual stuff. You know, why would you have Mayweather with Justin Bieber and Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne, okay, fair enough, he's a rapper, but he's well known. You know, just search on Lil Wayne and his hand signals and all that stuff. Yeah, you just see him all the time. He's a well-known member, and he's admitted, yeah, to indulge in rituals including sodomy. Yeah, so they were all pals, you know. They're all pals, and part of being part of the club, if you like, yeah, is you have to indulge in batty business. Because that's part of degrading yourself. You've got to degrade your body, yeah, by doing unnatural acts. And it can go from bestiality, yeah, to sodomy, yeah, to kind of literally eating fecal matter, yeah. And that's what it is, man. You got to do that. You got to degrade yourself. There's humiliation rituals, man. Yeah. And Floyd Mayweather, yeah, he had to indulge in that stuff. There's a guy called Ashley Theophane, a UK boxer, right? Now he hung out with Mayweather a lot in America. Was under his banner. He was not particularly good, right? He was clearly being groomed as being one of the pawns. He wasn't quite good enough, but still, he had to go to America, yeah. And he had to indulge in all kinds of business with Mayweather. Yeah, and they used to be together all the time. Like, well, not really like brothers, more like lovers, yeah. And Ashley Theophane, You can find it. He wrote an article, yeah, on the internet about how, it's really hard to be a Batman's when you're in boxing, and it's hard to come out and all that stuff. What does that tell you? Well, come on, man. He's obviously one of them. And they make them dress all feminine as well, in these designer clothes, wearing feminine colours, yeah, feminine style of clothing, all this kind of thing. And so this picture that sparked this video up, here it is, right? Okay, so what do you see here, man? What do you see here? Look at this. And there are a few pictures, by the way. Check it out. Yeah? Yeah? He wears multiple religious symbols. You got the Star of David there. You got the Hand of Fatima, which is an Islamic symbol. He's also worn crucifixes. What's that about? Well, firstly, he's showing, that he's part of the secret society. Yeah. And secondly, there's a movement in that secret society, in the elitists, to go for one world religion. Yeah. In a way, they want one world political system, one world finance, yeah, one world government. Yeah. And this is part of it. You will notice there's a lot of movements going on right now, yeah, that are trying to bring all the religions together under one. And they will eventually come out with a one world governor who will be the Antichrist. Yeah. So just watch these people. You will know them from the symbols. You will know them by the way that they act, the things they say, symbols they flash, the way they act, the things they wear. Keep an eye open for these people, because the end times are coming, man.